What's up, everybody? This is Tyler Adolfo. I'm morbidly obese. My break from university is beginning to come to an end, and it's looking more and more like we might be returning to university. I'm tired of having all these extra pounds on. What I've done thus far since going away from university hasn't really helped me on my weight loss journey, and that's really not surprising. I haven't changed too much in the kitchen, so regardless of how much exercise I put it in, it's not going to amount to much when I'm just replenishing those calories by overeating. I'm kind of in a really good mood, and I've had several days now of exercising consistently. I want to do a 1 week challenge to see how much I can lose by walking 18.8 miles a day for 7 days. I've always enjoyed walking. It's a very laid back exercise. For the duration of this challenge, I'm probably going to be eating under 1,500 calories per day. That's my goal. However, it's worth noting that my basic metabolic rate is around 2,300 calories for a male of my height, my age. And so that really does give me an excellent head start. It's not something to brag about, being 100 pounds above what's considered a normal BMI, but it certainly makes burning calories easier. And I've checked several different websites, and what it looks like is that I can burn around 514 calories per hour of walking at an anemic 3 miles per hour. I mean, I walk faster than that anyways. I'm a very fast walker, actually. I do a ton of walking. I just haven't done it for the amount of volume that I'm going to be doing for this week. And the hope is that I can lose around, at minimum, 5 pounds by the end of the week. But first things first is I have to go step on the scale, see how much I weigh. Moment of truth. According to a couple calorie burning calculators I looked at online, I could expect to burn about 3,000 calories per day with the amount that I'll be walking. If you combine that 3,000 with the 2,300 or so that I burn just from being obese, that my organs need in order to operate and function, it looks like I'll be burning around 5,300 calories per day total. And as I said, my goal is creating a large calorie deficit. So I'm going to be eating under 1,500 calories per day. And on Monday, I will do a final results update to let you all know how it went. What's up, guys? So I finished with my first day. It didn't go too bad. I've been using like Cumberland Farm stores in the area as a way to kind of track the amount of mileage I'm getting. Unfortunately, I do not have any device that can count steps or anything like that. So what I do is I'll use Google directions, get an estimate on how many miles from this place to that place is, and I make sure that the places I go to eventually add up to 18 miles. So the shortest distance Cumberlands that I use is a 2.5 mile walk to get to, and then a 2.5 mile walk for a total of 5 miles. And then the middle one is an hour and a half walk to get there, hour and a half walk back, and that accounts for a total of 8.8 miles. And then the longest one, which I haven't done since starting this, but I have done this walk several times before, it's 3 hours to get to, and then 3 hours back. And that one actually equals exactly 18.8 miles. And the only thing I'm getting, as far as what I'm eating or drinking, for these walks, when I do it, I usually get an iced coffee and then that's it. So an iced coffee, and I'll put 4 sugars and milk. And then, so at most, the coffee I'm drinking is probably 100 calories. But either way, that's more than covered by my basic metabolic rate of 2,300 calories. And that's what I want to try to keep going for the duration of this, is to not just have a deficit from the exercise I'm doing, but also to have a deficit from my BMR. So that's why I'm aiming for less than 1,500 calories, so that even without exercise, I'm still getting an 800 calorie deficit each and every day. As for what I ate, I ended up having a box of Velveeta mac and cheese, which was 3 servings of 330 calories, so it came out to 990 calories. And I got a little bit hungry later in the day, so I also ended up getting a bag of salt and vinegar chips, which I know isn't the best thing, but it was a small bag of 170 calories. And the worst part of my diet for that day was I got one of those Little Debbie's brownie things, and it was 500 something calories. It may have been more. So I'm going to overestimate a little, say that I ate 1,600 calories for the day, which is a little more than what I wanted to do. but it's offset by the fact that I walked for 6 hours and burned over 3,000 calories on top of the 2,300 calorie BMR. I'll keep you updated as things go along. I will say, I just got out of the shower. My hair is just like an atrocious mess. And that's after like a pound of body wash gel was put in there. I always get those three-way body gels that you can use for shampoo, conditioner, and body wash just because I'm cheap and that's what the Dollar Tree sells. That's what I can afford. But stay tuned. I'll keep all updated as things go along. Hello, here's the Tuesday update. I've completed the 18 miles. I did the same idea as Monday. I went to the 5-mile one early in the morning, and this time I actually went straight for the second comp. So I got those two out of the way, which brought me to 13.8 miles. And then I did one more to the one that's a total of 5 miles, and that brought me to 18.8. My feet are feeling extremely sore. I wasn't really feeling anything yesterday, and today, a little bit towards the end, I started to feel like serious soreness in my feet, and it kind of sucked because I knew I still had like 2 hours left. I started feeling it when I started going to Cumberland Farms for the third time today, and I was still able to make it though. I persisted and I made it through. As for what I ate, I'm not completely done with my eating for today, but I had 2 hamburgers that were 330 calories each, plus 2 sets of buns, which are 150 calories each. And then I just, sprinkled a little bit of hot sauce. And the hot sauce is 0 calories too, by the way, but they're very high in sodium. Well, I don't know about that. They're 0 calories, and in terms of sodium, they're kind of insignificant if you compare them to the amount of sodium that you see in the canned foods in your cabinet or in other common processed foods. But I didn't overload it with the hot sauce just to be on the safe side, even though it's 0 calories. Other than the 2 burgers, I just had my 3 iced coffees, which I'm counting as 100 calories each, which I'm overestimating, as I've said. What else? There's one other. Okay, yeah, I had a 120 calorie juice as well. I bought a juice from Dollar Tree during one of my walks, and I didn't drink it till I got back, relaxed in the house. 120 calories total, and it's a big thing of juice, which surprised me, and it's not too bad on sugar. It's like 26 grams of sugar for a 120 calorie jug. I don't have both my hands free to compare, but it's kind of like, so this is the bottom, and then this is the top. That's a pretty big thing of juice, and very wide. So that's day 2 in the books. So guys, it's Thursday, June 25th. I'm about 3.5 hours in, and I'm getting ready to have my main meal of the day. I got 2 lettuce that I cut up, not 2 lettuce, 2 celery that I cut up. Always a good compliment to buffalo chicken. And this is going to be my main meal of the day. It's 590 calories total. It's a buffalo chicken box that I got from the store. It's a small one. Of course, the box didn't give enough sauce for all of them. And the sauce itself is 0 calories. On the box, it says like calories with sauce, this, and then calories without sauce, this. So it's the same either way. So I'm going to eat this up, probably relax for a little bit, and trying to push through these last couple hours. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit difficult. I've been going in shorter spurts today. So Thursday finished up okay. It's now Friday, and I just got my first 3.5 hours done. Right now I'm just eating what may or may not be the main meal of my day. 8 chicken wings there, and I cut up 2 celery sticks as well. The hot sauce is 0 calories as usual. I also did finally buy turkey burgers, which I'm very excited I did. They are 240 calories each. So I'm thinking for later I'm going to have 2 turkey burgers, which would be 480 calories. And then with the buns for them both would come to another 300 calories. So 780 calories for the 2 turkey burgers and about 560 calories here. And even if that is an underestimate, again, I'm new to this whole nutrition thing, I'm still definitely creating a huge calorie deficit. When you walk 6 hours a day and you're as overweight as I am, as obese as I am, you burn at an abnormal rate compared to the average person. I know on the Livestrong website it says you burn 360 calories in an hour if you're a 155-pound 5'8" person. But that's like a healthy weight for like a person of that range, generally speaking. Whereas if you are a 5'7" person like me and you are more than 110 pounds overweight, it's a completely different story. You're going to burn more because you have a bigger body to move and you're going to expend more energy. So I'm going to enjoy this meal and I will get back to you on Saturday. I still have a while to go today, but I'll get back to you on Saturday and I'll be able to hopefully post this video on Monday once we see what kind of progress we made here. What's up, everybody? Tyler Adolfo here. It is June 29th, Monday. It has been a week. I have done the 7 days of walking 18.8 miles per day, and now it's all come down to finding out what the results were. But before we do that, I just want to mention two things. Number one, I didn't do a daily update video every single day because I felt it was a little bit redundant for me. And if it was getting a little bit repetitive for me, I kind of assumed that it would be similar to you. But when I did do a daily update video, I tried to talk as much as possible about the types of foods I was eating and how much calories I was eating. I never ended up going above 2,000 calories in a day. And for the most part, my calories range slightly above the goal that I set of 1,500. So maybe 1,500 and lower was a little bit too low for somebody of my weight. There's one day that I kind of wanted to mention something that happened on one of my walks. This happened on Wednesday, which I didn't do a video update for, but it was super funny. I got up at like 4 a.m. or so around there, and I was out the door by 4:30ish. And I was walking by this convenience store at 4:30, and a car like pulls up to me. It slows down next to me, comes to a complete stop. Some dude chucked a vodka bottle at me. Legit, just at 4:30 a.m. in front of a convenience store right across the street from where I live. I was doing the short Cumberland Farms walk, which is 2.5 miles one way, 2.5 miles back, and this guy chucked a freaking vodka bottle. He didn't hit me, obviously, but it was just crazy. I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was a little bit hysterical. I don't know what's the craziest thing that's happened to you on a walk, but certainly at the top of my list now is having a vodka bottle chucked at me at 4:30 in the morning. It didn't hit me, thankfully. I moved out of the way. Unfortunately, the poor guy who runs the store there, who opened up only like an hour and a half later, had a parking lot covered in glass, and I'm sure he saw it on camera. I'm just glad I didn't get glass stuck in my occipital lobe or anything. But that's a bad thing that happened. We're doing positive vibes, so let's go see how much I lost. We'll be right back. Alright, y'all. Here goes nothing. Let's fucking go. No way. Alright, everybody. As you know, I set a goal of losing 5 pounds in 1 week at minimum, which was actually below the caloric math that I ended up calculating. And apparently, I lost more than 10 pounds this week. I don't know how much of that is going to be like the so-called water weight, or what I can say is that I have created large calorie deficits every single day for 7 days. And I kind of knew that I was losing a lot, and I'll tell you why. Before I was even halfway through this challenge, I actually weighed myself, and this was on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I weighed myself at the end of the day, and this is just something that I've actually been doing for a few weeks, of weighing myself every Wednesday to kind of monitor how my weight is fluctuating, and I was trying to get an idea of what my calorie plans were, and I have this sheet. So on Wednesday, June 24th, you can see that I weighed 253.6 when I stepped on the scale. And this was like at the end of the day after eating my meals, what have you. And I was 7.2 pounds lighter than I was the week before, June 17th, which is quite something. As you can see, I had like 5 weeks of not really getting any changes. And then out of nowhere, 3 days into this walking 18.8 miles a day, I lost 7.2 pounds. And now, according to what the scale just said now, it's more than 10 pounds actually. And again, I'm not sure how much of that will come down to water weight, what have you, but what I do know is that what I'm doing is working. Interestingly, my muscles do not feel as sore as they did on like the second, third day of doing this challenge. It's almost like my body's kind of become accustomed to it. This is definitely something that I would consider doing again, but perhaps with a little bit of a twist. Maybe I'll walk half as long with intermittent fasting and then compare. Because certainly when I do this again, I'm going to have to recalculate my BMR. Because after you lose more than 10 pounds, what was it, like 13, 14 pounds? There's no way my BMR is still 2300. It's going to be a little bit lower, which means I'll have to put in more work. Those of you who are new here, I greatly appreciate you watching my video. I wish you the best with your weight loss goals. I'm certainly going to keep pushing. As Calvin Coolidge would say, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence, and we're going to see where I can get to before the school year starts. This has been Tyler Adolfo. Peace out, you marvelous legends. Till next time.